Hi you guys, it's Kaylee. I hope you're all doing well. Today I have a what I eat in a week video for you guys, and I'm so excited to share this because the majority of the YouTube content that I watch is food content, so it's so fun to be making some of my own. I actually did one of these videos towards the end of last year, I believe, and I've been itching to make a new one since then, but I haven't been settled into a home for a while, and now I finally am, and it's so fun to be cooking. But before we get started with this video, I want to thank my sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes. They can fulfill all of your creative needs, whether it's photography, design, learning how to create a portfolio for yourself, learning how to start a small business, even learning how to cook. They really have everything for you. Their premium membership is super affordable at under $10 a month, and that gives you access to thousands of classes any time of day, whenever works best for you. But I'm actually partnering with Skillshare on this video to offer you guys your first 2 months free, so if you're interested, check the link in the description box. Now to get into what I ate this week, I want to give a few quick notes before this video started. I do follow a plant-based diet, and I have been for about a year now, but before then I wasn't really eating that many animal products. It was a super gradual transition for me, and overall I feel like there have been so many benefits to my diet, whether it's health benefits. I really feel like I am helping the environment. That's the main reason I started eating a plant-based diet, and it's also got me really into cooking. I didn't really like cooking before I started eating this way. Also in this video, I'm generally cooking for two, for Avery and I, and we work from home most of the time, so we do have the luxury of making our lunches at home and having a bit more of a leisurely breakfast in the morning sometimes. But with that being said, we also eat a lot of leftover dinners for lunch, just so that we don't take too much out of our work day. But yeah, I guess let's get right into it. So for breakfast on Monday morning, I started off with a smoothie. I have a smoothie of some sort almost every day. We're just using a food processor for the smoothie because we don't own a blender. We just got a food processor for the holidays, and now we use it every day. It's such a great tool to have. So in this smoothie, I am just using a banana, some frozen berries, almond butter, and almond milk. Adding nut butters to your smoothies is a total game changer if you're into nut butters, obviously, but it adds extra protein and it also makes them so creamy and delicious. And then alongside that, I had Ezekiel Toast. Ezekiel is just a frozen bread you can find in most grocery stores, and I topped that with garlic hummus, some mashed avocado, crushed red pepper, and sesame seeds. Then for lunch, I made a miso ginger noodle soup. This is sort of a spin on a ramen that I normally make because I'm using this miso ginger broth from Trader Joe's, which I recently picked up, and it's super good. So I simmer the broth on the stove, add in some udon noodles, which cook really quickly, in like 3 to 4 minutes. And then I added green onion and broccoli. I used frozen just because that's what I had, and some chili paste, which I use in most meals just because I'm always craving a spicy food. And I'm also showing you here that earlier in the day, I had one of these peanut date bars from Trader Joe's, which I would say are a newfound favorite. I love peanut butter, I love dates. It's the perfect combo. For dinner, I had roasted sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts. I'll list all of the seasonings that I use down below. These are pretty much just all of my favorite seasonings. So if you're stocking up on spices and you don't know where to start, those are some of my favorites. And then we just use canned black beans for convenience, and some green chili and a bit of cilantro. And then I made my favorite dessert. I've been making this for like a year now, and it's always my go-to. It's so simple and easy. I will link the recipe down below because it is not mine, and it is these vegan peanut butter chocolate Rice Krispie treats. Very childlike, very yummy. For Tuesday for breakfast, we had some steamed potatoes. We had these beautiful purple potatoes this week. And then I also made some tofu scramble. There are so many recipes on tofu scramble, and it's super simple. It takes a few minutes to make in the morning as long as you have your tofu pressed ahead of time. You just crumble it in your hands and then add some nutritional yeast, turmeric, and a bit of salt and black pepper. And then we had a little salad on the side with some OJ. We had a late lunch today. Avery kindly cooked while I was working. We had this Trader Joe's Mandarin orange faux chicken, which you guys have to try if you have Trader Joe's in your area, with some brown rice and broccoli. For the chicken though, if you buy it, I suggest that you add some spices yourself and don't use the entire sauce packet, or it can be a bit overwhelming. And then for dinner, we made pasta. We've gotten into the habit of making our own sauce, which is so great. It saves you money and you know exactly what is going in your sauce, but also don't be confused and think that you can't find vegan pasta sauces at the store, because most of them are. For our arrabbiata sauce, we added sauteed onion and garlic to the food processor. I used about 1/4 of a yellow onion and 4 cloves of garlic, a tin of crushed tomatoes, a bit of tomato paste, crushed red pepper, nutritional yeast, salt, and black pepper, and then process that together. And we had that with whole wheat spaghetti noodles and zucchini on the side, and some cashew parmesan on top, which I made in my last What I Eat video if you're interested in checking that out. For Wednesday, this is my post-workout breakfast. I had a smoothie pretty similar to the days before, but I added in some spinach instead of almond butter. And then I had Ezekiel Toast with peanut butter and hemp seeds for extra protein. For lunch, we just had leftovers from our fridge. Like usual, as I said earlier, we eat a lot of leftovers for lunch because sometimes we don't have time to cook lunch during the day. So we had carrots, tempeh, and quinoa. You'll see how we cook our tempeh later. It's one of my favorite plant-based proteins to have. And then since there wasn't that much of that, we snacked on dates with peanut butter. Dates are so filling and the perfect alternative to chocolate, for me at least, I find. And we also had some celery with peanut butter and more orange juice for me because I love orange juice. And then for dinner, we made a coconut curry. I learned how to quickly make curry from the Happy Pears recipe. I suggest checking it out. Before that, I was always pretty intimidated by curry just because there's so many ingredients it requires and it seems like it takes a long time, but you can make it pretty quickly. Their recipe is actually a 5-minute recipe. It usually takes me longer, but it's great when you're in a rush. So we started with finely chopping onion and garlic. I used about 1/2 of an onion and 5 cloves of garlic. Sauteed that until it turned translucent, and then I added curry paste and chili paste. And the amounts there just depend on how spicy you want your curry to be. And then after a couple minutes, I added coconut milk, maple syrup, and soy sauce, and just a bit of citrus, and we used lemon juice. And then if you prefer your curry to be more soup-like, definitely add vegetable broth. Then your curry will last longer as well, and you can save it for future meals. And then I added veggies and tofu. I had green onion and broccoli in my fridge, so that's what I used. And some cilantro for some extra flavor. On Thursday, I had a smoothie for breakfast. I just had this because I wasn't feeling too hungry. Again, super similar to my previous smoothies, so I won't repeat myself. For lunch, we had leftover curry and we cooked some brown rice to go alongside. And then we snacked on apples with peanut butter, cinnamon, and a bit of salt. That's a great snack. Ooh, this is one of my favorite dinners. We started by prepping carrots, potatoes, mushrooms, ginger, and tempeh. And then we steamed the tempeh, carrots, ginger, and potatoes for about 12 to 15 minutes. And while this was happening, we started making a sauce to soak our tempeh in. So Avery makes this with soy sauce, ketchup, red pepper, garlic, and a little bit of maple syrup. You can just taste it as you go and see how much you want of each. Usually the most soy sauce, then ketchup, then the rest of the ingredients. And then after everything's done steaming, you transfer the potatoes, carrots, mushrooms, and ginger to a pan to crisp up and soak the tempeh and the sauce. We also ended up adding broccoli to the pan to get some greens in our body, and we boiled some udon noodles for 3 to 4 minutes. Then we crisped the tempeh and noodles on the pan, drizzled any leftover sauce, which usually takes a few minutes, and topped everything with sesame seeds. And this was the best meal we've made in a while, I must say. On Friday, I had waffles for breakfast. These are just frozen waffles. They're Nature's Path waffles. They're gluten-free and also vegan, and I really like the whole grain ones. So I topped those with peanut butter and maple syrup and a banana, and I also had a smoothie with it, just a berry smoothie like normal. But if I wasn't having that smoothie, I would have added stewed berries to the waffles. I was on a kick for a while where I was eating that every day for breakfast. It was like dessert in the morning. And then for lunch, we were just eating what's left in our fridge, and we made stuffed green bell peppers with the tempeh that was left over from last night. So we stuffed the bell peppers with the tempeh and some chopped cashews. And then we had Ezekiel Toast on the side with avocado and hummus. For dinner, we made another curry, which I won't show you because it's pretty similar to what I made earlier in this video, and to this we followed the Happy Pears recipe pretty much to a T. what I mentioned earlier, and I just think you guys should go check them out. And we had that on a bed of brown rice to make it a little bit more filling. And that was my week of meals. I hope you guys could get some food inspiration from this video. If you make any of these things, definitely tag me or send me a DM on Instagram. And also, if you have any recipes that you think I would like, I would love to hear from you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon with something new. Bye!